Hey guys, Vladimir here. Today I'm going to talk about our adventure with a vulnerability that was discovered in the plugin called WP Time Capsule. Is the plugin for WordPress, quite popular among a lot of sysadmins, a lot of web developers. These plugins for a relatively good offering, a constant backup running in the background and saving your backups to Google Drive, to S3, and a couple of other locations. And again, we had at Nowtech, we're maintaining a zoo of the websites, and some of the websites were having this plugin, WP Time Capsule. And as a matter of fact, it was discovered that there was an open vulnerability since like 3rd of July till 11th of July. And this vulnerability affected multiple websites. And although most of the website had the auto updates and were mostly safe, some were affected by this one. And the problem is that when this infects, this is actually virus in a way. And the problem is when this one affects one website, the other websites that are in the same directory, in the same hosting, or in the same server are affected too, mostly by mostly WordPress websites. Well, at least we haven't seen that it was plaguing other PHP websites. Then, okay, we've been looking around, and then we came across this article that this time capsule plugin urged at a critical security flaw. And it gives a brief history, a review. So the latest safest version is 1.22.21. In the version 1.22.20, the problem was still around. And then I looked at the history of the change log at the plugin directory at WordPress website, and I mean, they just very minimalistically express improve authentication mechanism. So, like the hacker was able to hack through this with these vulnerabilities that was discovered by some by a company called SecForce probably. I stumbled upon this one. It features they kind of reproduce the problem, and they you can probably read the code and how it penetrates the system. And well, given all of this, again, the situation got a bit problematic, and then it eventually infected the sites around. So it was sufficient just for one website to have an older version, and it was exposed to the attack in masses. By whom? That's another question. So, as like we kind of we're not frightened. Express, we have had all the backups in place, and we put back all the websites quite fast. However, it required also a cleanup, and at the first time it was not obvious that it infects other websites. So the way it does, it creates WP cron and WP block header. It usually infects these files, inserts malicious code, and it again this create it, it's the affected websites were giving away 404. But in fact, when you were looking for this website, for this domain, they were redirecting to some Chinese websites probably. And yeah, so we needed to find a way to automate it, and we did. And then here is the script that we used. It's open source, by the way. By the way, it's open source. You can find it in our directory at GitHub. I'll leave the link below. And then, so the steps in the scripts are pretty simple. It deletes the files of Time Capsule, removes malicious code, and removes inserted code in WP content directory, and then it makes use of WP CLI command line interface to compare the hashes to original files. So the logic is the following: that if the hash file of the original file is different that it's supposed to be, then probably someone inserted some malicious code. And this if you don't normally insert code in the kind of core and system files of WordPress, it's easy to figure out what's malicious, what's not, and restore it from the original build. And the way you run the script, it's pretty easy. You just copy it and launch it from the directory. Just make sure you give the some like execution permissions. And yeah, so basically that's the how you call the script. You copy it to your target directory. Hopefully you have a SSH access to your directories, and then just run it dedicated to the directory. And then it goes. This script is pretty simple. It's basically evolves around one function, and again it removes time capsule. Then it puts it back. I mean the new version. It removes malicious code. It does some regex to help out. So, but overall, it's quite a simple script and really helpful. And even if we're also going to other installations, to other directories, to other servers, checking it if it's not. And even the sites, say there are like standalone sites here and there, and we verify them for malicious codes. And we also, again, we like now that it's automated, it's quite easy to see if have not been infected. And we've been monitoring this for the directories where we have websites for a couple of days, and it like no more malicious code is encountered. And again, like the kudos to the team who reacted. We as a team reacted quite fast to the inference that we have, and then we were able to produce the script in just one working day, in a couple of hours, and in parallel we've been restoring the websites manually. To be honest, that was quite an adventure, but eventually we learned a lot and made sure we are safe with that, and also come up with this small script. And I guess you might find it useful, and I think people will stumble upon this on GitHub and make use of it. It's not necessarily applicable to this vulnerability with time capsule. It can be improved and applied for having for being able to recognize other types of malicious codes, and they are not the same. So it's a good start to create a kind of security solution maybe at some point. What do you think? What would that be a good thing to be done? And besides this, I just want to mention that you can get some support from us within our service and product in our site, where we have a lot of options, and you can also send an query to us to look at your installation, maybe do some cleanup for you too. Or basically, if you have any insights on how would you approach the situation, or how you make sure that your sites are running well. Maybe you have questions about performance of the WordPress. Let us know. We'll be happy to answer you. And besides this, I think that's all. And it's important to know that sorry for tautology. That's important to keep the plugins updated and the WP installation. And I would even recommend turning on a plugin auto update wherever possible, especially if you have quite a recent fresh build. So it will prevent you from the situations when you leave a site behind and not maintain it anymore, because for different reasons, some customer might not want to pay it, or the project exists, but it's not relevant at this point of time. And in this way, you'll be able to keep it less and more maintained automatically. So that's why I encourage you to enable auto updates of the plugins and the updates of the core of the WordPress. Yes, and that's a simple way. Yep. So thanks for attention. Hope this info was useful. And leave your comments below and let us know what you think. How would you approach this kind of situation? Thank you. Bye.